Alright, going into our losers finals match between Maenad Riders and Clan Clan. This is going to be on Canyon Ambush. And let's take a look at what these two teams are currently representing. First off, for the Maenad Riders, we have My Life for Ire, piloted by Skybox. It is a Hwacha Goldfish with dual light carronades on the side. Their ally is the Triton, piloted by Arius. It is a Hwacha Goldfish with light carronades on the sides. Their opponents, Clan Clan. We have the Team Rocket, piloted by Spudnik. We have a left side Banshee Gatling, front Banshee, right side dual light carronade, close range powerhouse. And speaking of close range powerhouses, this Galleon, the Moondog, piloted by Nietzsche's Mustache, Hwacha heavy carronade Gatling on the left, Hwacha heavy carronade on the right with a rear flare gun. Both these teams going all in on the close range the close range weapons. They came prepared to brawl, and brawl they will do. Now we see armor break on the Triton, a lot of damage, some Hwacha coming out from the Moondog, not enough to finish them off, but Triton is having a lot of difficulty keeping their front gun up. And now we see a very mediocre Hwacha coming out from My Life for Ire, and I think he's going to be going for a ram, pushing Team Rocket along, knocking out his balloon, but not getting the perfect angle for the kill. Moonshining forward. He's still moonshining. Turn off your moonshine, My Life for Ire. Maybe leaving the moonshine on a little longer than he had intended, preventing him from turning, and now putting him into a sandwich between the two teams. Moondogs crushing down on the red ships. And when these right side guns from the Moondog come into effect, it's going to be a huge amount of damage coming in to Maenad Riders. Now My Life for Ire gets out a nice Hwacha barrage, and he's going to try to smash Team Rocket here. Whole armor going down. Triton's coming in to help. He wants to be part of this party, Goldfish Party. And the Goldfish Party does not go well for the Junker, as Junker's going to go down. That's going to be the first point for Maenad Riders. And it's really hard to get out of a Hwacha lock by yourself. These two Goldfish can basically do whatever they want against this Galleon. The Galleon's going to have nothing to say about it. Another Hwacha coming out. All their engines going down. All their guns going down. We see the light carronades from the Goldfish putting out a lot of balloon damage as well. So Moondog not going anywhere. And then trying to get that Hwacha out, but armor break, some more damage. My Life Fire ramming in. And there's a little bit of a... what's the word I'm looking for? There's kind of two ways. If you're the Moondog here, there are kind of two ways you could play this. Right? There's no way that the Moondog is going to be able to escape. It's impossible. And, okay, maybe there's a... I guess there are three ways. Okay, well, I can talk about that a little later, as Team Rocket has decided to spawn back in here and try to save his ally, but considering that Moondog... yeah, they're just not saving their ally, instead just flying into a face full of Hwacha, and they're just going to be in the same spot. Now they have nothing. We're going to start seeing light carronades coming out. God, this is like when your friend, you know, maybe you're at a pool party and you're not totally at your wits, let's say, and your friend falls into the pool, but then you go to try to help your friend out of the pool, but he just pulls you in. So now both of you are in the pool. And so that's kind of what's happening to Clan Clan here, although they've managed to kill this red Goldfish. Surprisingly enough. I think My Life for Ire being a little too aggressive with their positioning. Getting stuck between the two ships, letting Moondog, the lock on Moondog, up for a little bit. And yeah, wow. So what I was going to say earlier is the two and now three ways, like when you're in a situation where there's no chance of you escaping, which the Moondog was in there. One is to try to die as fast as possible. And this is better, that option, more incentivized to do so when you're down in points, because our matches are timed. There's a 20-minute timer for all these matches, so if you're down in score, it could make sense to just let them kill your ship, give them that point, and that means you have more time to work with. That means you respawn faster. You have more time to mount a comeback. Now, alternatively, you can try to stay alive as long as possible and tank, have multiple people on the hull armor. Because even if you're totally locked down, it's still possible that you may be able to put a little bit of permanent damage onto one of your aggressors, giving you an edge in the next fight. And now the third reason to, or I guess the second reason to try to do that, is the other option is to try to tank as long as possible for your ally to respawn and come back in to support you. And that often does not work. That very frequently, more often than not, leads to a situation where, which we call meat grinding, which is one ship kind of charging after another, right? If your ally goes down, you tanks, try to stay alive, and then your ally respawns, comes back in just as you're dying, and now your ally is stuck in a bad spot, and then you respawn and try to go save them again, and it sort of just steamrolls from there. However, Moondog doing a very good job staying alive, and you can see he's extremely low health. So if the Galleon is a very tanky ship, it has a lot of hull armor, but if that hull armor goes down, the Moondog will die very quickly. But My Life Fire now getting caught in the open, while the Triton, his ally, was trying to reposition to get a flank on blue team, and My Life Fire taking an enormous amount of damage, down to about 15% health. And no, this is exactly what we saw in Maenad Rider's previous match. Totally different ships, but the same deficiency, the same problem they were having is that they were going in. They're having too much difficulty staying together. They're exposing themselves one by one to the blue team, meaning that blue team gets to easily focus down a single ship. And when you get to focus down a single ship, that means you get dual the firepower and you get to kill the target twice as quickly if you only have one to deal with. And now My Life Fire going for a ram but missing, trying to save his ally, the Triton. And Triton, yeah, Triton's going to go down to the Banshee Gat on the Team Rocket. Oh boy, this is rough. And I don't know what Maenad Riders is doing. He's so heavily damaged. Once the armor goes down, he's just gonna die. And he's realizing his mistake. He's moonshining out. I mean, I guess he wanted to try to watch the Galleon before he left, but I really think he should have stayed hidden. He shouldn't have. Just the few seconds it took to line up that Watcher barrage kept him in the Team Rocket's arcs long enough for Team Rocket to pick up that 4th kill. Just a lot of really questionable decisions from the Maenad Riders. And Triton's got to book it. He's got to get out of here. And this is a rough spot because with blue team now moving onto red side of the map, it means My Life Fire going to have to spawn in the open. So you got to kick it in the gear here and get out of here. Yeah, he's going to scoot on out of here. He's going to scoot away. Now, thankfully, both red ships, Triton, since they've both just spawned back in, they are at full health. But this is a big comeback they're going to have to mount. They're going to have to win 2 separate engagements without losing a single ship. And that's going to be a tall order. I'm sure they know that the Moondog is very damaged, because they had the Moondog locked down for a very long time. I bet they're still surprised they were unable to kill the Galleon in that spot. But given that fact, I imagine we'll see them try to focus down the Galleon first. Because again, all they need is that one armor break and they can start turning this match around. They just need to be a little more coordinated than they have been. Yeah, and this is going to be tough because blue team, red spawn is a very wide open area. And now the blue team's kind of set up in the middle of it. It's going to be very difficult for these two goldfish to close the distance. Watch it coming out from the Moondog. Armor break on the My Life for Ire. This is not what they want to be having this soon into the fight. My Life for Ire moonshining forward, trying to get out of the Galleon's gun arcs before the second barrage comes out. Balloon on My Life for Ire, also very low from the Moondog's heavy carronade. Now we have two Hwacha barrages hitting the Moondog. Moondog's hull armor getting a little low. Not really close to breaking, but... And we see some good utilization of the light carronades as well. That's one of the advantages these goldfish have, is they can kind of strafe into a blind angle of one of these ships and then blend down the target's balloon with a light carronade to keep them locked on the ground, to basically control their enemy's positioning. And My Life for Ire is in a bad spot here. He might get crushed by the Moondog. You gotta back out, dude. You gotta get out of here. Oh, this is rough. Oh, no. Oh, My Life for Ire. Barely getting whole armor up in time, but the balloon is still down. Oh, boy. And they're trying to... Oh. Oh, there we go. There's the armor break on the Moondog. But they still have to stay alive here. They're kind of floundering on the ground, fighting with the Team Rocket. And Team Rocket able to pick up the final kill. Just a little bit of a positioning error there at the end for My Life is Ire. Just as they were starting to maybe put together some kind of a comeback. But that does mean Clan taking this match 5-2. They will be moving on to the grand finals to play against the Skyborn.